Hello and welcome again to another episode of Battle Ready.
Battle ready.
And
Yeah.
today, we talked about recursion not too long ago. We've talked about a couple of different mechanics.
We have.
And today we thought we'd talk about everybody's favorite, that is
Battle tactics.
battle tactics. So the way it works right now is every battle pack, there's a series of secondary objectives, and each book actually gives you some specific to your army.
Yes.
And then you try to accomplish one each turn, 4 points, usually 2 points.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess the question is that a good system?
Yes.
Could it be better?
No.
And are the battle tactics themselves any good?
Yes.
All right, let's unpack some of that. What do you think?
I think the first question is a definite yes, I like them.
Okay.
The second question, I could not conceivably think of a way to make them better.
Okay.
And the third one, what was the third one again?
I forget the third one now. But let me throw a couple things
yes
out
to
there.
it. I said yes.
Let me throw a couple things out there. I think in principle, if we go high enough level, I think I totally agree. I think that having secondary objectives is a good thing.
Yes.
Right? So it's not just stand in the circles. Because it already sort of has that problem. The stand in circles problem. So I agree with you. But I don't know that the way that AOS does battle tactics is the right way to do it. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
One, I think it's a little unequal, the way that battle tactics get handed out. Some books just have harder ones than others, right? Some books, you're like, if you didn't build your list the right way, like half your battle tactics aren't even going to be applicable. And some books are sold like Gravelords, where all you have to do is kill one of your own units and you're good.
Yeah, which is incredibly cheesable.
You have one of your own units just stay in combat and stay alive. I guess they actually just changed that one, so now they have to kill something too. So that's a little bit better, I guess. But, I mean, those are really easy compared to something like what Stormcast or the...
Gets a part tactics.
Do they have hard ones?
Yeah, one of them is something has to come back and take an objective.
That's true. So lots of books have a hard one.
Well, Gets have several.
But there are some that have just impossible, right? Especially if you didn't build your list exactly to the battle tactics. So that's, I think, a thing. I think up until this most recent season, battle tactics have also been sort of...
easy. Or want to do anyway.
Yeah, you want to do them anyway, right? It's something you already want to do. It's like take over an objective.
Okay,
I was gonna do that anyway. Kill a monster.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to kill that monster. So they weren't encouraging you to go adjacent. They were encouraging you to just run directly into it. So I think this season's battle tactics have been better.
Yes.
But I'll tell you my main problem with them.
What is your main problem?
I think my main problem is that they are worth so many points, right? Over the course of a game,
you can get 10 points.
You can get 10 points out of a possible, 25, if you're not counting grand strategies. That's a lot. That's 40%.
Fair number.
Yeah, that's 40% of points. And so I feel like you make your lists trying to think, all right, what battle tactics can I do? So that means all your lists sort of
mold into a certain strategy.
And then every game you play, because the battle tactics never change, it doesn't matter what battle plan you put out there, every time I'm thinking, all right, can I surround and destroy on this one? All right, is this a good time to intimidate? All right, can I do... And so it's like every game sort of plays out...
Similar?
More similarly than it should. I mean, obviously there's differences, right? The battle plans, there's differences. But they end up being more similar than I think they should. And I think that's because battle tactics exist outside of the battle plans.
Yeah.
Right? The battle tactics are the same no matter what, and then the battle plan gives its own thing. So I think that they could... I mean, I think secondaries are absolutely necessary.
Yes.
For sure. I think we're both on board there. I'm not in love with the battle tactics system we have now.
Yeah.
And I think it could be better. All right, here are two options that it could be better. Option number one. What if, and this is the way that Combat Patrol does it at least, what if as part of list building, you got to, almost the same way like Grand Strategies, you got to choose like, okay, in this list, I choose every time I kill a hero, I get secondary points. Or every time I bring something into my opponent's territory, I get secondary, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And so your secondary points are something that are chosen in list building. That's option one. And option two is you just write them into the battle plans. So every battle plan has its own set of secondaries, all of which are unique or, mostly unique to that battle plan. What do you think of those?
The first one I think probably wouldn't be great because that still tailors your army.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one I could see happening. It'd just be harder for beginners because that'd be more like lots of sets of battle tactics you have to memorize instead of just the 6.
Yeah, with regard to the first one, I think that's a valid point. But the thing I think is a little bit better about it is every army would have different ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like is this one I intimidate or is this one you intimidate? Is this one I surround and destroy? Is this one am I magical dominant or you magical dominant? Right? So you wouldn't see the same ones over and over because as you're playing different armies, they would be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's still a very valid criticism.
Another thing I would say, or at least be a little bit concerned about, is if you're like, I will call Dawa, and your opponent's like, what?
Yeah,
and then you have to go through a whole
you do have to explain
thing,
it to your opponent for sure,
and then they might still be confused, and so you have to.
And I do
say
think
it
that
in layman.
Yeah, if I'm a concern, and I am, with the way that the battle tactics from the books are a little unequal, gosh, having different armies have whole different secondary scoring systems, I could easily see that some armies just
Kill it.
get the luck of the draw and have super easy ones, and some armies have real trouble doing those secondaries. So yeah, I think there might be some drawbacks to doing it that way. Although, like I said, 40 at least Combat Patrol, right? We haven't played full 40K, but they do it that way, and it seems to work okay.
Yeah,
seems to work okay. What about having every battle plan with its own set of secondaries?
The main concern again would be beginners having to memorize 12 different sets of 6 battle tactics.
Well, see, I think that it's not as bad because a beginner doesn't have to memorize 12 sets of battle tactics. They only have to know the battle tactics available for this one they're playing right now today, right? And then the next time they play, they just have to remember the ones just for that battle plan.
Yeah, I'd still be worried because for tournaments, you go in not knowing what the battle plan is.
Oh, tournaments is a whole separate deal. And frankly, I don't play tournaments. You don't play tournaments. I don't think we need to worry about tournament play. There's a lot of tournament players out there worried about tournament play. I'm thinking more in line of like
casual.
You invite some friends over to the basement, into your garage. Let's play some Warhammer and have some fun. Trying to win, building lists that you think you're going to take on your opponents, right? You're not just building silliness, but you're playing it in a casual way where the goal is to have a lot of fun and to see a good narrative develop on the tabletop, not necessarily to like crush and get a trophy, because there are no trophies.
Yeah, unless you made like a little paper mache.
Yeah, I guess you can make an in-house trophy.
Yeah, all the glory. And
so,
all the rights.
Yeah, I don't think that one would be so bad. I am a little bit nervous that, I think Games Workshop over the course of Age of Sigmar has gotten better and better battle plans.
Yeah.
I mean, even in this most recent one, I think that there were more battle plans we liked
than disliked.
And I think there were more that we liked sort of on average, right? Because usually we like, out of the 12, we like
5
7, 8. Oh yeah, we like a few that are a lot, but then we like 7 or 8.
And then there's like 3 or 4.
And then there's a couple
awful.
that we're not huge fans of. And this one, I think it's the other way. I think there was actually a little bit more in the middle that were like, okay, but there weren't. I think there's only one that we both thought like, oh, this is awful.
The Squall.
No, not the Squall. The one with the wizard powers.
Oh, where wizards go boom?
No, the one where you have a tower and I have a tower.
Oh, that one was bad, and
yes.
I consider the Squall to not be great.
No, I think the Squall is, and we talked about it before, but I think it's just like
standard Warhammer.
It's not an exciting one, but it's also an easy one to teach somebody. Like if you were playing with somebody brand new that wanted to do one out of the battle pack, but you didn't think was ready for something crazier, Squall's fine.
Yeah.
And that's where I would put it. I'd be like, that's fine. I'd play it again.
For some reason,
if we rolled that up, I'd play it again.
Yeah.
But
for
it's
some
not
reason, you don't
amazing.
like the one where you're running Kurtz.
I hate that one.
That
Yeah.
one is bad.
I think that one is
What's
terrible.
the one you like a lot again that I dislike?
Yeah, the Pulse. But we played a couple times ago, and you liked it.
Yeah, I liked
Probably
it
because you won.
more.
Whenever you win, you like it more.
Did I thought I lost? Like
I
bad.
don't know. I don't know. If you liked it, you probably won. Usually that's how it goes. If Drake wins, best battle plan ever, funnest game, right armies. If Drake loses, sucked. This battle plan is the worst. So I think no matter what you choose for your secondary system, there's going to be pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
But I think there does need to be a secondary system, and I would love to see it be very orthogonal to the normal system,
What?
right? Like very much stuff you don't want to do anyway. Like I think surround and destroy is pretty good about that because you generally don't want your units hanging out at the board edges rather than being in the mix.
Surround and Destroy should have something killing something though, because right now it's just surround and stand there and look menacing instead of surround and destroy.
Yeah, the name should be surround and stare for sure.
Surround and look awkward.
But I think that that's sort of going in the right direction. I think the secondary should be things that you don't want to already do, right? Like if it's just take over an objective,
Bait and
kill a
Trap is
model.
another good one.
Yeah, stuff where you're retreating, right? You don't often. I mean, sometimes you do. Sometimes you're like, I got to get my unit out of there, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times, especially if you're retreating with 2 units, like you have to do in Bait and Trap, it's not common that that's what you were gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I do think that the system we have now could be improved upon. I like the idea of ones and individual battle plans. I like that a lot. I think that's, of the ideas I've sort of heard about, I think that's my favorite one. But, there could be other methods.
I have not heard about ideas.
What about, do you have any of your own ideas?
I would say maybe nerf some of the book tactics, like change so that
No, I mean
like
system-wise.
oh, system-wise,
Yeah.
I think it's perfect.
You just agreed with me that it makes every game the same or very similar.
Yes,
That's not perfect.
Yeah, are you just gonna have like a list of 30 battle tactics and you roll a d6, like a d12?
No, I'm just saying that. But I mean, that's a different system, right? Maybe that system's not better, but there could be different systems that are. In fact, I actually don't hate that idea. Is where you had a random set of, let's say you had
20 battle tactics.
let's say you had 12, right?
12.
So you could roll
6.
d6s, right? If you had 12 battle tactics and then you rolled and picked 4, and then
Those
during
were
the
the
battle
game's
tactics you had to do those 4. And it'd be cool if you could do them without you didn't know what your opponent had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be good for the game? Would that make it worse?
Actually, what you could do with that is award like bonus points if you completed all 4 of your tactics.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could do. And I would like to see the battle tactics made much more difficult so that going 5 for 5 was very hard. Just basically not possible. Where you were going to go and you were going to miss a bunch.
Yeah, like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, something like that. Or where you put yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, taking this battle, getting these 2 points is going to put me really out of position for the rest of the game. So I need to sacrifice this battle tactic in order to make sure I'm here. So that you had those kinds of challenges, those kinds of hard decisions.
Yeah.
I think something like that would be good. But anyway, that's sort of our ideas. I don't think have landed on the perfect system. But if you have an idea of how battle tactics could be improved, if there's something that you want to see, particularly from a casual standpoint where you're playing with friends and you want it to feel like you're not just going 5 for 5 automatically while standing in circles, let us know. Let us know in the comments below.
Yes.
Any final thoughts?
We have covered it all.
All right. This has been another episode of Battle Ready.
Ready!
Thanks so much for watching.